Hi all and welcome back to my channel of an everyday life of an Aspie. If you're new to my channel, I welcome you all. I'm Aspie. I'm all about creating mental health and awareness and sharing my life stories with Asperger's syndrome and the like, along with tips and advice along the way with your general health versus your mental health. I also do some fun and games along the way, as well as some motivational messages and so on and so forth. So if you're into any of these and you want to join me on my journey, feel free to subscribe, because I'm hoping to do this on the daily Monday to Friday, or else it'll be Monday, Wednesday, Friday, time depending. Also, don't forget, as a key reminder as always, to turn on the notification bell so you can keep up to date with my new content, whatever it may be that you're seeking out for, and I hope that you'll enjoy some of the ones that I have been putting aside for you all. So today is obviously going to be a different topic, as I shared with you all before, of basically me getting off the Autism Awareness Month series of what I was planning to do, and this one's obviously all about mental health, and I'm hoping you'll enjoy this. This one's all about how to deal with the exam stresses and anxiety that we have, and that, as we know, when it comes down to any progression of age in our schooling, we tend to get a bit anxious and everything. I know that there will be a time of day that exams for some of us will be looming closer than we realise. For some of us, maybe here in New Zealand, whenever that will be, or not, or even further afield across the world. This can be also, during this time, a stressful time, and can be so overwhelming for many of us. In saying this, most people will suffer from a form of a degree of anxiety levels, regardless what it may be. It may range just from a bundle of nerves right up to the major anxiety that will lead to panic attacks and whatnot. So I'm here today to hopefully address how to go about it, with some tips and tricks along the way for you all, so that you can hopefully manage and cope with these everyday stresses and anxiety. And saying this, that before I begin, I'm no medical doctor, I'm just your normal everyday Joe blog. So if you see anything out of the ordinary, seek professional help or second opinion for yourself or your loved one. Or basically, if you see any warning signs or symptoms, seek professional help, so I don't ever condone self-harm. So let's begin this. I'm going to be hopefully breaking it into 4 parts, and hopefully in saying this that it will be into just the one video, but time depending, so feel free to follow along. So the very first part of the 4 parts is right now, before your anxiety and stresses with effective studying techniques and whatnot. Right, number 1 is ask for help and assistance from your tutors, or telling them how you're really feeling. It's really crucial at this point of time that we need to remember that in this day and age, however, that we shouldn't never be ashamed of getting the help and assistance we need from our lecturers, because they're there to guide us through our journey of our studies and whatnot. In saying this, they could be guiding us and assisting us in ways that can hopefully reduce the anxiety and stresses for us all before, during and after the exams. Here, say, maybe they could take us to a quieter room for us to study. Maybe they could, give us some different learning techniques, and before that, they could also hopefully give us some learning outcomes of what is that we need to basically go about on what we need to learn, basically, because obviously it's good to have some notes pre-hand before we do get into the exam room, I believe, and that we can highlight keywords and stuff, and we can, after the keywords on some of the learning outcomes, we will be well prepped and ready beforehand. Sometimes some of us may learn better by just writing on paper or computer, every time, word for word of what was taught in class. Some of us may be, people that are tactile learners, they'll learn with their hands. Some may be listening or visual. So we need to know also, in saying this, our learning style. Remember, you've already learnt most of the material that you have learnt in class. As we know, if we attend class regularly on a regular basis, to keep good notes and basically doing our homework on time and whatnot, be an active student, this will reduce the stress and anxiety. Give yourself plenty of time to study. In saying this, if you leave everything at the last minute, procrastination will result and may spike and trigger out your anxiety and stresses. And this will lead to lack of motivation and obviously concentration, loss of information along the way, maybe, And saying this, as I mentioned about the word procrastination, I did a video on this. I'll link it in the I-bar above me, as well as in the disclaimer, or description, shall I say. Instead of just to be a note, instead of basically, you know, waiting for the last minute, maybe my suggestion to you guys is start studying straight away, you know, straight after, you know, one of your classes. Draw up a plan of attack of all this timetable schedule throughout the days of the week. Earlier the better, obviously, I believe, to make the most of our study time. Set time that we need, regardless how long for study versus our, you know, free time. You know, get into the habit of reading the notes before a study from our class every day. Organisation and preparation is key here. Organised. Keep a book for each subject, you know, separately. Maybe colour code when you need be, you know, highlight the words, you know, underline the keywords and whatnot. If on a computer, keep them in a separate folder maybe, you know, here say, just make sure that you have everything set and ready and or revision as fun as you can. Sometimes many people may think studying is boring, right? Well, you can make it fun. Sometimes with some of the learning techniques that you are as a person can be easier. If you've got some rhythm or what have you, or you want to basically wrap it out, you know, for some of the subjects you can do so. You could probably put in some, if there were keywords, put in perspective besides the definition, maybe break it down with those letters basically into a rhyme as said, maybe listening to music. Also, in saying this, basically be sure to have the right form of music maybe to listen to, hearsay, as well as also having the right amount of snacks and drinks readily available when you're having these breaks as well, because obviously it's important to keep hydrated and all that. That comes into, as I said, as we know, if we study too much, it will be mind-boggling, it will cramp up our style, obviously, and it'll be information overload. And too much in a day can cause havoc, and obviously we shouldn't overdo the studying, because again, it will just create a lot of stresses and anxiety for us all. I believe we should at least have at least 30 minutes to an hour of a break to do something that's different from our studies, you know, and then for 10 minutes that will distract us a little bit, you know. Maybe another tip here is to sleep earlier, maybe leading closer to your exam time. Drink plenty of water, keep hydrated, avoid alcohol or drugs, exercise as much as you can, get out and about. So now, this is part anxiety and stress physically. So symptoms, as we know, anxiety isn't just an emotional state. This can come into the physical. So the symptoms of the physical may include your headaches, dry mouth, rapid heartbeats, sweating, shortness of breath, extreme body temperatures ranging from hot to cold, gastrointestinal discomfort. Stay active. We all know that physical activity is really important, and this releases endorphins that helps and elevates our moods. Proper meals regularly. What I'm saying here is avoid any sugary drinks and sweets that, you know, can spike our anxiety and whatnot, and making sure that our meals are nutritious enough. Plenty of sleep. Make sure you get that 8-9 hours of sleep every day, you know. During a break period of what I've given you between that, you know, 30 minutes to an hour, maybe you could do some, you know, stretches and whatnot and massages, because obviously it's important, because obviously in saying this, that's where, you know, anxiety and tension lies in some parts of our body, be it the back of our skull leading down to the bottom of our coccyx, our tailbone. Meditation. Do whatever you do for meditation, be it yoga, prayer, whatever that's in a quiet, calmer state for you to just be, you know, avoiding, you know, other people. Into number 7. Anyway, avoiding the people who generates anxiety and stress during your time when studying. Chances are they suffer from test anxiety as well, and they will bring you down and start vocalizing their fears. So in saying this, give yourself time and space from them. It's not as if you're totally avoiding them, but you don't want any negativity being fed or being fueled by them or fueling you. Of what is reducing your anxiety. Think about your cognitive state. Is your state of mind in the right form of place? If not, there are some ways to, you know, reverse that negativity into thought patterns. Making sure that your thought patterns are in the right place as well. This just comes into number 1 as mentioned. Isolate and analyze any negative thoughts. As we know, some thoughts are unrealistic, and we can replace them with the positive putting thoughts. The negative thoughts into perspective. What I mean here is that, you know, you may feel that you're a failure and everything else, but then in saying this, you're not. You know damn well you're better than this, and that you can do everything in your power. because obviously your mind can deceive you. Replace the logical thoughts with the logical ones. As we know, with negative thoughts, we can replace them with a positive information. You could say, for example, I've been studying all week, I know this material inside out, and it's in my power control to do well in this test. Use logic if all else fails. For example here, remain calm, tell yourself that you can get another chance in resetting the test or exam, fail the class altogether. Number 6, use positive self-statements. Again, these are self-affirmations saying you are smart, you are intelligent, you work hard, and everything else. Part 4 is relaxing yourself during exam. Last part of this. It's important to, number 1, this is important because obviously, as we know, this can reduce the chances of our anxiety levels as well as stresses, and that we can be prepped and ready to go. In saying this, that it should demolish all that and whatnot. Read all instructions and questions carefully. When sitting an exam during this time period, usually some of our tutors may give us time, like 5 minutes pre-hand, to read the instructions and everything, and in this time we can actually highlight keywords and underline things and whatnot if they allow it, and also just to read thoroughly of what we need, what are needed from us. Stop and breathe if you feel anxiety is coming on. It's okay to hopefully stop for a few minutes and have a break, but not for too long. Just remember, because obviously you may be on a time constraint when it comes down to it. So in saying this, just do some self-breathing techniques and count to 10 maybe. Breathing in 5, out 5, you know, for 3, 4 shortness of breath in and out. Or another calming method for you, if you're feeling that your anxiety coming on, count 1 to 10 slowly. Or another one is some people may, you know, look at patterns to distract their anxiety levels. Number 4, again, I can't stress it enough, keep using positive statements. I am smart, I am successful, I can get through this, etc., etc. Focus on the question at hand. We know sometimes that we can end up being distracted by it all, and sometimes in saying this that, you know, distraction shouldn't have to be the way to go. We should just be sure to stay focused. I know it's hard, easy said and done. If you want me to share how to stay focused in an exam or what have you, let me know in the comments. Number 6, skip a question if you are stuck. It's okay that once in a while if we're stuck that, you know, we can skip a question. Basically, what I used to do when I was stuck on a question, I try not to dwell on it too much. I'll just put an asterisk or some sort of marker beside it just to refer back to it if I've got enough time at the end of my sitting of my exams I used to do, and then I just revisit it and hope for the best that I can just put an answer in, because sometimes some of the marks count for the end of year results. I remember back in the days as well, and sometimes in saying this, sometimes most of the lectures won't allow you for an empty answer at hand. Even if it's a silly answer, write something there that you hopefully can recall from what you studied beforehand. Seek help if you need it. Again, as I said earlier, it's okay to ask for help when we need it. It's no shame in asking for help, because obviously we need to keep our mental state in perspective while doing this. And in saying this also, hopefully we can reduce the stresses, and with them maybe a second opinion, they can guide us through something that can help reduce it as well. So without further ado, guys, this is the end of quickly how to deal with exam stresses and anxiety. Smash the like, comment below. Feel free, as I said before, to subscribe if you want to join me on my journey. As I said, Monday to Friday, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, time depending. Feel free to also turn on the notification bell if you're new around here, so you can keep up to date with my newer content or just any content that you're looking for, because as we know, YouTube is doing some silly business right now, obviously, for not notifying people of the new content and whatnot. And saying this, with a notification bell with this new content, it will help me to hopefully just continue on what I love to do for mentoring and advocating for others on the spectrum and off the spectrum for mental health as well. Feel free to also share these videos around, because I know for a fact there's going to be a certain someone that may need to hear this or what have you. So no further ado, guys, thanks for support, thanks for watching, do what you love what you do. Until next time, Aspie signing out.